Did you know that your body doesn't actually have pain receptors? I know, it's kind of crazy, right? This is one of the most common misconceptions that I see, and understanding this one idea totally changed how I relate to my body and my experience of pain, and I hope it will for you as well. My name is Dr. Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber so that you don't miss out on awesome little tidbits just like this. The way most of us grow up believing that pain works is a pretty simple cycle. We get an injury, the tissue damage activates nerve fibers in the tissue, which sends a signal up to our brain to tell our brain that it hurts. Seems pretty simple, right? But the truth is that's not actually the way the pain works in our body. The nerve fibers that most people think of as pain fibers are actually called nociceptors. And while they are active in every pain experienced, they're not actually detecting pain. They're detecting potential threat. Their job is not to tell the brain that there is pain in the area. Their job is to tell the brain that, hey, something dangerous might be going on here. They get activated when any sensation is determined to be too much. For example, if you make a cup of coffee and you pick the mug up like so, it's not going to hurt right away. Initially, it's going to feel warm. Then it's going to feel hot. Then it will start to feel uncomfortable. And if you don't put it down, it will start to hurt. But once you put it down, do you always have a burn? Usually not. Because what was happening there is initially when you picked up the mug, your nerves in general were detecting temperature change. As that temperature and change became more intense as you held on to the cup, those nociceptors got activated when it determined that it was too hot and a burn might happen. The nociceptor's job is to go off before there's tissue damage in order to prevent an injury. In that sense, nociceptors are very protective and preventative. Their activation doesn't mean that damage has happened, it means damage might happen. And here's what's really fascinating. Nociceptors learn. They adapt and change throughout your life. Imagine when you're a child, you reach out and you touch a hot stove and you do get burned. Your nociceptors take that information and they actually adjust the threshold at which they're going to initiate that pain cycle because they don't want you to get burned. Their goal is to prevent that injury. And so from that experience, your brain and your nociceptors work together in order to adjust the expectation of what level of heat is dangerous. And that's actually a really smart survival mechanism. The adaptability of nociceptors can also become a part of the chronic pain story. Because over time, when your body has been in pain for long periods of time, or if your nervous system is chronically stressed, even just stressed in a short time, your nociceptors become a lot more sensitive to threat. Stress tells our mind and our body that we need to be protected. And nociceptors are a protective mechanism. So they're going to become more sensitive to sensations when your system is in that stressed and activated state. If you want to hear more about nervous system activation and what it means to have a hypersensitive nervous system, I did a video of that recently. I'll tag it down below. Make sure that you watch that to understand this process a little bit more deeply. When the nociceptors become extra sensitive, pain is going to show up sooner and more intensely because they're on high alert. An easy way to think of this is imagine that you're rushing around, running late for something, and you stub your toe. It hurts twice as much than if you're just calmly walking around the house and you stub it accidentally. Still hurts, but not as intensely. Now, that situation isn't exactly the same, but your system isn't either. And that means that input of stubbing your toe gets processed differently, both at the toe level and at the brain level. When chronic pain is present, that process can get even more emphasized. Because what the body can sometimes do is when pain has been present for a long time, it actually increases the number of nociceptors in an area to try to protect it even more. It basically gets really hypervigilant and starts looking for threats everywhere. The analogy I like to use is imagine a neighborhood where a house gets broken into. And all of a sudden, all of the neighbors see threats everywhere. Every noise, every flicker, every raccoon knocking over a trash can becomes a burglar trying to break in. Those nociceptors that are extra sensitive and increase in number are like a neighborhood watch. They're sitting there ready for something if it's going to happen. They're ready to respond, ready to keep you safe. Their function and intention doesn't change. They're still a protective mechanism. The problem is they're responding to something this big with this big of a response. That's why things that didn't used to be painful sometimes become painful, or things that maybe shouldn't be painful. I use that shouldn't hesitantly because pain is a very subjective experience, but that's a topic for another day. So say light touch. I've had clients where I come over and even just light touch, light pressure that does not cause any tissue damage causes them to flinch away. That is a hypersensitive, hyperactive, and often increased number of nociceptors present in that area. The good news is that just like nociceptors can become extra sensitive, they can also be taught to become less sensitive. This is why recovery from chronic pain is possible. Through gradual exposure, understanding the intricate needs of your body, stress management, getting proper sleep, nutrition, figuring out what helps your pain, and through developing a process and a lifestyle that truly supports your body, those nociceptors can be taught that it is safe again, that you are no longer in danger, and they will start to slowly let go of that hypervigilance. That's the beauty of a body that is so adaptable and capable of change. It can work against us, but when you know how to work with it, it can also be incredibly powerful in the healing journey. Pain is not a passive process that our bodies experience. It's actually something our bodies create in order to keep us safe. Understanding that pain is a communication of potential threat from your body rather than proof of damage can completely change the questions that people ask. It shifts from what's wrong with me to why is my body feeling the need to protect me in this moment? And when you start to ask that question, it opens the door to a whole host of different avenues for healing and a whole host of different avenues for understanding your body. If you're interested in learning more about how to work with your body in this way, I do offer one-on-one sessions and also have a self-paced workshop called Pain Explained. I will tag both links down below if you're interested in learning more. Let me know if this resonated with you. Let me know if this is a new idea for you or something that you've played with before. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like the video. Share it with someone who you think would benefit from learning all about nociceptors. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now. If today's video resonated with you and you might like some support in overcoming chronic pain, I'm getting ready to launch my signature program, When Pain Stays, in October 2026. This program is designed to help folks who struggle with persistent pain understand themselves and their bodies in a new way and truly start to build a life that supports them. Join the waitlist below to be the first to find out when enrollment opens and to access early bird pricing.